What is going on, YouTube? This is Ricky J. I'm taking you back, baby. 1995 Royal Rumble, Tampa, Florida. Only 10,000 in attendance in this very small arena. We are going to be flipping the order, and let's see what happens. If you remember the 1995 Rumble, I think it was the only Rumble where the ones and twos, the first guy and the second guy, went all the way and met in the finals. Shawn Michaels and the British Bulldog went up against the who's who of no-name wrestlers, man. There were so many wrestlers that nobody really knew about. Oh my gosh, it was a tough time. It was like the beginning of it was mid-decline for WWE. In 1996, their Rumble, which we'll do, only had an official attendance of 9,000 people in Fresno, California. But then once they switched over to the Attitude Era in 97, get this, in San Antonio, Texas, in 97's Rumble, they had over 60,000 people. So what a great business pivot that they did, leaving behind the 80s, 90s model and going into the Attitude Era. But this was during the kind of like the dark times of the WWE. But actually, I enjoyed watching wrestling back then, even though it was kind of on the decline. It was still fun for me. I loved how Vince McMahon was the play-by-play. He really made it a lot of fun. Here comes Fatu. So I got to tell you guys, I haven't had the time. And you're probably sitting there and you're like, you have a YouTube channel and you don't have the time? This is just a hobby for me, man. I haven't had the time to unlock Fatu from the showcase. So right now you're getting Rikishi. So what we're going to do, we're going to get things rocking and rolling. You don't want to see the intros there. I'm going to switch it to the ramp facing camera. That's like the signature thing I do. And here we go. Getting things underway. So yeah, this is 1995, January 22nd at the USF Sundome in Tampa, Florida. Only 10,000 people. This was a Rumble for me back then and even now, like a bunch of nobodies. They had all these like filler guys to try to get to 30. Here comes Adam Bomb. So again, remember, this is the flipped order. So Adam Bomb came in at 28. So let's see what happens right here. But yeah, there were a lot of like guys that weren't crowd popping pleasers. When I was watching this Rumble back in the 90s and just recently yesterday, you look at who is kind of the front runner to win. And when you look at this roster, you're like, it's basically Shawn Michaels or Luger. Shawn Michaels or Lex Luger. Here comes Dick Murdoch coming in at 4. But you look at the rest of the roster and you're like, okay, maybe Owen Hart could do it, could win it all. And then you look down, maybe the British Bulldog. But like the rest of the guys, you'll see as this video goes on, they're not guys that you would think would win a Royal Rumble. And what makes a Rumble great for me is when you look at the roster and you're like, he could win, he could win, he could win. When it's unpredictable, that's when it's exciting. So here we go. Who's coming in now? Steven Dunn. And this is one half of the tag team, one of the best names of a tag team. So Steven Dunn is in a tag team with Timothy Well. And you want to know what their tag teams? They have the best tag team. They're called Well Done, baby. How do you like your steak? Well done. Actually, I like it medium rare. If you ever want to ask somebody a personal question, say, how do you like your steak? Immediately, they get all defensive. Try that if you're ever at work or at school. Say, hey, how do you like your steak? Most people get very, very personal when they start talking about it. Here comes the two-time WWE champion. Bob Backlund in was it like the early 80s, late 70s? He had like the longest WWE run. And didn't he win? He beat Bret Hart in 1994. Bob Backlund, former champion. But when Backlund came down, You're like, there's no way Bob Backlund's going to win. He's not really like a ticket pusher. He ain't going to sell tickets if Backlund is headlining WrestleMania. Here comes Bart Gunn. And you know what I noticed? Whoever did this order for most tag teams, well, for 2 tag teams, for Billy Gunn, Bart Gunn, Mo and Mabel, they came in back to back. So with Bart Gunn, you are going to see some good old Billy Gunn. And on a side note, the new DLC, the Attitude Era DLC, it's free to download. So we will be going into the Attitude Era in the upcoming weeks. So that's great, man. I like how it's free. You don't have to do some silly challenges. Here comes Billy Gunn. So funny. When Billy Gunn was this guy, he always reminded me of Brad Pitt. What movie? Oh, my gosh. But let's see if the Smoking Guns could work together here and do something. Oh, Bob Backlund got sent packing. Unbelievable. Bob Backlund, look at him. He can't accept his fate. Just move on, brother. And during this Rumble, too, Bret Hart was, like, going crazy. He came out and started beating up his own brother. Then he started beating up Bob Backlund. He was just going nuts. I think he was upset that he didn't get on the Royal Rumble roster. But he was wrestling earlier that night. I like how they make the Rumble the feature, not the title fight. Any pay-per-view, any live event, you know there's always a title fight, but there's not always a Royal Rumble. So that's what's great. You got to feature the thing that doesn't happen as often. Let's look at this. Murdoch could be in some trouble here. As Fatu looking to launch him into orbit. He does. Great job there by Fatu. And now, one of the members of Well Done, maybe Well Done right here. Here comes Henry O'Godwin. Oh, nice job there. Oh, my gosh. One of the Well Dones is done. As Henry O'Godwin. Did he ever team up with Duke the Dumpster Drosley? I feel like they look very similar. Oh, Fatu is done. Henry O'Godwin doing some good things here. Oh, look at that. Nice little springboard move there by Billy Gunn. But he's got to watch out for Crush. There were so many different versions of Crush. There was like Demolition Crush, Hawaiian Crush. There was that different version. All these different. What other versions of Crush was there? And he never changed his name. He just never really found himself. He was a good wrestler, though. I love his aggressive punches. Here comes Aldo Montoya. This guy's Portuguese. Viva Portugal. Wow, look at him. Wow. Aldo Montoya. That is some great stuff. Portuguese. You know, it's funny. I had a party just yesterday, and we had some Portuguese chicken. Oh, it's amazing, man. If you're Portuguese, it's delicious. Tu és muito bonita. Eu gosto muito. But anyway, let's get back to the action. Here comes Mantar. Mantar, when he came out, everyone's like, who is this guy? But this was definitely the Rumble of, oh, not that guy. Oh, not that guy. Who is that guy? It wasn't crowd-pleasing, just popping, people going nuts. You know, now, with wrestling in a better state, when the Rumbles happen, there's always like, there's a pop, man, for these guys. And it's great. Oh, no, the Smoking Guns are no longer friends, no longer brothers. Here comes Luger. So, yeah, this was the... Luger got eliminated late by Crush and Shawn Michaels, but, like, I thought Luger was going to be in there at least final 3. And I've said this before, Lex Luger, this is the one gimmick that the WWE tried to form when they were on the decline to try to save the company, to kind of bring back Hulkamania, so to speak, the American hero, and then the fans just never took to him. Here comes Bushwhacker Butch. Bushwhacker Butch lasted 19 seconds. Bushwhacker Luke lasted 12. But this was a fast rumble too. It always seemed like Michaels, British Bulldog, and was it King Kong Bundy? There was a stretch where they were just eliminating every guy that came in. So like for example, what? Owen Hart lasted only 3 seconds. And what? Why would they? That is so bad, man. Owen Hart is such a talent. He only lasted 3 seconds, and they had to go to the replay to show that he came in. I think that was a mistake. But then after that, Timothy oh, nice job by Montoya. Wow, look at that. But then Timothy got eliminated, 23 seconds. Luke in 12. Jacob Blue in 17. Mo in 3 seconds. Bushwhacker Butch 19. So yeah, there was a quick stretch where guys were just getting eliminated pretty quickly. And you know another thing? I felt like, oh no, I think Luger could be done here. No! Oh, Crush! Doing it again! Eliminating Lex Luger. He didn't need Shawn Michaels' help. But I wanted to say too, the WWE, I think this could have been the fastest Rumble, do you think? Because it only lasted 38 minutes and 41 seconds. Remember before, like, Ric Flair lasted over an hour? Oh, nice job by Crush. But it just seemed like, you know what, they're like, let's just get this over with. These people don't care that much about this Royal Rumble. We need to get this over and done with. Here comes Mo. So Mo came running in. The fans were very upset. They love Mo. He came running in, and King Kong Bundy tossed him out right away. That's the thing. When you come into these Rumbles, you don't want to go 100 miles an hour because that's going to leave you very vulnerable to getting thrown over the top rope. There's oh no! Va per casa to Mr. Montoya. Mr. Portugal. Here comes King Kong Bundy. Oh no. Taminya. See you tomorrow. That's in Portuguese. Unbelievable. Look at King Kong Bundy. Bundy, he has no neck. Oh, no way. Crush. Oh. I wish in this game they made it like physics more realistic. So like, do you think Crush could power slam Bundy like that? I wish they made it so like it's harder to slam the big boys. Make it more realistic. Here comes Jacob Blue. So they, Eli Blue and Jacob Blue. Who are these guys? They came in and, wow, they have the greatest hair ever. Look at this. And Mo, don't tell me no. That's how Mo got eliminated. In the actual Rumble, he went flying over. Oh. Nice job right there. And remember, the ending of this Rumble was not really controversial, but Shawn Michaels, holy cow, he was messing with disaster because 1 foot touched, but it's 2 feet to get yourself eliminated. And then he managed to get himself back into the ring, and then he eliminated the British Bulldog. Oh, there goes Crush. Come on. Don't tell me Bundy's done. What a job by Jacob Blue. How crazy would this be if Bushwhacker Luke can pull off the unthinkable? I didn't even know what a bushwhacker was for the longest time till I like hit my 30s. As a kid, I'm like, what does that even mean? Bushwhacker? Oh, it wasn't until I started watching. Here comes Timothy Survivor Man, and he's like, I got to do some bushwhacking here in the woods. And I'm like, wait, the bushwhackers are coming, brother? Terrible joke. But anyway, let's get back to the action here. 3 underwhelming competitors. Jacob Blue, Timothy Bushwhacker Luke. But we're going to do our best to like go through most, if not all, of these Royal Rumbles leading into the next game. Well, maybe we'll get there before the next WWE game comes out. Here comes Owen Hart. So remember, Owen Hart only lasted 3 seconds. Here we go. Look at Owen. Looking great. Somebody made a comment in my last video when Owen Hart came in. I'm like, don't call him Paddy the Batty Piblet. And somebody made a comment. They're like, don't you ever. Oh, nice job by Owen. Compare the legend Owen Hart to Paddy the Batty Piblet. I'm like, I'm sorry, brother. It's just a joke, man. Everything I say is just to try to put a smile on your face, man, or make you cringe. Here comes Rick the Martyr Martel. Rick the model. The model Rick Martel. Oh my gosh, I can't even read. The model Rick Martel. And Rick Martel, in the past, he's lasted a long time. Remember that Rumble in Florida? He was working up a sweat like no other. In this Royal Rumble, he only lasted a cool 2 minutes and 29 seconds. I honestly feel like Vince McMahon and the WWE team, they just wanted this Rumble over and done with. 38 minutes. Because it didn't really have a lot of high drama. It had some moments. Here comes Quang, Savio Vega. But they didn't really drag it on. It was fast, man. Let me know if you know any backstory to this Royal Rumble. Again, only 10,000 people. This was during the decline of the WWE. Next year, the 96 one is probably even worse, with only 9,000 people in attendance. Who would have ever thought that WWE, the powerhouse with thousands and thousands of fans, would only have that much at an event? Here we go. Doink the Clown. But here comes Doink. Is that like what's his name? Pennywise. That's a crazy Doink the Clown. But that was during the WCW was making their surge to the top of sports entertainment wrestling with the beginning of New World Order and all the legends moving over to WCW. I watched WCW, but I always loved WWE, the broadcast, the commentary. But it was great. You had two different organizations to get your wrestling fix from. It's awesome stuff. Here comes Tom Pritchard. So again, a lot of guys that people are like, who is this guy? Low fan level competitors here. Tom Pritchard going after Quang. You got Owen Hart. Oh, they should have just had Doink the Clown win. Doink the Clown, when Doink and Dink came out, people were going nuts, man. I felt like I was at the fantasy fair as Quang is done. But they should have just had Doink the Clown win. The fans love Doink. The kids love Doink. Here comes, that's not the Barbarian. Well, it is, but it's Sione. Sione. Why did he change his name? He should have just been the Barbarian. As he's coming in, trying to make some work of Timothy Well. Oh, nice trip there by Timothy Well. Look at Rick the Model. He is out cold. Rick the Model. He looks like Don Flamingo from Nintendo's Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Look at him. He's stunned. Stunned in the middle. And Owen dropping the leg. Nice job by Siona. Here comes Jimmy Del Rey. I love this guy. Jimmy Del Rey. Look at this guy. Coming in. Is he a jobber? They had a bunch of jobbers in here. Jimmy Del Rey. So remember, he came in at 5 in the actual Rumble. He only lasted 1 minute and 25 seconds. Unbelievable. Crush had 5 eliminations. If you're wondering about the eliminations, he had 5. Lex Luger had 4. British Bulldog had 4. And Shawn Michaels eliminated 8 guys. Duke the Dumpster. I think he was just Duke Drosy here. But in the downloaded zone, I found Duke the Dumpster Drosy. And I have a feeling that he did tag team with Henry O'Godwin. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. But we got Duke the Dumpster Drosy coming in late. Nice. Oh, what a kick there by Owen. And it would be great, in my opinion, if Owen Hart could do the unthinkable here. Owen Hart, remember, he would always say, I've been wrestling in the shadows of you, Brett, my whole life. I loved Owen Hart, man. Here comes Eli Blue. So remember, Eli Blue in the actual Rumble. He came in at 3. He lasted for 10 minutes, and he had 1 elimination. So he eliminated Sione. So let's see what he could do. Oh, no. 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 Owen Hart. All I wanted was Owen Hart to have his WWE Royal Rumble moment. And he gets eliminated. Remember, when I do these videos, it's one and done. I record once. Whatever happens, happens. Here comes the British Bulldog. So, yeah, has that ever happened before or after? Where the guys that came in at 1-2 met at the end. That was kind of cool how they did that. As the British Bulldog, a juiced up Ricky Martin coming in. Nice job there by Martel. And you know, they had their battles when Martel was part of Strikeforce and British Bulldog was part of the British Bulldogs. It's so funny how his tag team was called the British Bulldogs and his name was the British Bulldog. Unbelievable. But let's see what happens here. We're nearing the end. The final entry is coming in. Martel gets eliminated by Jimmy Del Rey, and here comes Michaels. And again, the whole time, the Rumble fans were just hanging on for Shawn Michaels to win, and Michaels was hanging on too. For a big-time portion of this Rumble, he was just trying to lock arms with the top rope, middle rope, bottom rope, the turnbuckles. Like, he was doing a fantastic job just trying to stay into the Rumble. If you notice later on in the Rumble, for the majority of the time, Michaels, I think he was so worried of getting eliminated that he spent the majority of the time, like, on the mat, on the floor. Like, he wasn't even on his feet for the final third of the Rumble, it seemed. Like, he was always lying down, taking breaks, as Duke the Dumpster Droese has done. But this is it. No more entries. As Jimmy Del Rey, how crazy would that be? If this guy, it's the battle of the mullets. Business in the front, party in the back. It's so funny. I used to work with a guy who had like the coolest mullet ever. And he always wore like, oh no. He always wore a dress shirt. So you never saw his mullet. He tucked it in with his collar. And he just looked like he had like a awesome short haircut. Nice job there by the British Bulldog. And then we had like a Christmas social. And he didn't wear a collar. And he came out and I'm like, dude, are those extensions? He's like, no, I've always had long hair at the back. Oh no, Sione, don't do it. No, Michaels is done. And listen to the fans, a hush over the crowd. As Shawn Michaels disappoints, coming in at 30, and what did he do? He did absolutely nothing here. As the British Bulldog, some people would argue and say that the British Bulldog won this Rumble. They played his music, and then there was a little confusion. I like how they do that from time to time, add a little confusion. The worst was the botch job by Batista and Cena, and then Vince McMahon came out and then tore both of his quads as he ran into the ring because they both got eliminated right away. Oh no, oh great job by Sione. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. Nice elbow there. Oh, nice job by the British Bulldog. Where's Matilda the dog? Now, if I'm the British Bulldog right here, you have to eliminate this guy. Can't be playing with your food. But yeah, Vince McMahon was really upset. That was in the early 2000s. Was it 2004, 2005? He was upset. He came marching down. Like, he was really upset. And then as he came into the ring, he tore his quads and then had to try to, like, tell these guys what to do with, like, standing up. And then what they did is they reset the final. And then it was very uneventful reset. It was just Batista beating up on Cena and then eliminating him. No pushback, which was terrible. They should have looked at each other and said, if we're going to restart this, let's make it more of a dramatic scene. Don't just eliminate me and call it a day. And that's what I felt like they did. Or did I see a video of them cutting out the final two? Let me know. Felt like there should have been more pushback. But anyway, speaking of pushback, these three are pushing back. And the British Bulldog looking really nice right here. Oh, here we go. He has the size disadvantage here against Sione the Barbarian. Oh, what's this? Oh, Canadian backbreaker. And look at him, he's swimming in air. Oh, nice. Could the British Bulldog do the unthinkable? Here we go. Oh, again, he's being outsized here. This is not the I don't know if I would have flipped him over like that. Oh, yeah, but he's got the strength. And could this have been the right call here if they had to redo this Rumble? Have the British Bulldog win the Rumble. Oh, that is so cool. When you replay the Rumble and you reverse the order, this is the man that wins, the British Bulldog. Remember, he had 5 seconds to take it all in until Shawn Michaels came back and eliminated him. But now he could take it in. He could soak it in because he is the winner of the reverse 95 Rumble. How amazing is that? That's amazing. Juiced up Ricky Martin. Anyways, guys, it's Ricky J. I'll see you in the next one in 2 or 3 days, all right? Have a great one, and all the best to you and yours, man. Thanks for watching. Take care.